Hello, everyone. Hello. Thank you for inviting me into your homes, into your TV sets, into your life, and into your car that you're driving. And thank you for, if you're subscribing, if you haven't, please do to invest in this, which is what it is. If it's a ministry, whatever you wanted to call it, but to me, I think this is for counseling. Yes, baby. High five. Okay, high five, baby. Yeah, high five. I was giving high five to my daughter. Now, welcome and thank you for allowing me to come into your homes and your cars and everything. As I said before, we're done with that. So that's my introduction. My name is Rashid Martin, and I am going to tell you what it is, which you already know what it is. Welcome to Live, Laugh, and Love. This is like something that it's like for me to counsel myself and counsel others, and to give you guys something that I get to talk about in my daily circumstances and what I notice about certain things. Um, yeah, so the thing that I want to share with you guys is something very important. Um, I've been sharing it for a while. I think you guys already know what I'm about to share. Um, I shared it before, but I'm going to share it again. This is like a testimony for me to share this story about someone very special in my life who been there for a long time, who has helped me through so many difficult situations, and she's always know how to handle my emotions and always been there for me. This person that I'm trying to talk about was born on August 28th, 1987. And she was born on that day, you know, uh, which really helped me a lot, as a Libra. And she grew up in a household with me as her big older brother, Rashid Martin. And this person that I'm talking about is Shakina Ayana Martin. And I share this because I've shared it before with you guys before who've seen me in previous videos, but I think you guys didn't know why I was set that up to share this once again in front of the whole world, in front of you guys. I share this because I know that this is something that's close to my heart. I feel like everybody should be aware of. She grew up in a household. We both did. She grew up. Well, first I was, someone who didn't expect to have a sister. Having a sister was having a best friend who was there. It was my way to understand what it was not being a lonely child. I wasn't an only child anymore. We spoiled. My mom and dad didn't have other siblings because there were complications during that time. But we supposed to have been one of the, children that was born. But there were other children that were supposed to be born, but it never happened. So me and my sister were the only two kids that were born, and then we had a little brother, which I haven't seen in a very long time. But one day we'll get together. That day will come. But it's not about that. It's about my sister, Shakina Ayana Martin, who is now at the age of 33, 34 almost. What can I say about my sister? I can say that she we grew up in a big household full of siblings and cousins and aunties and uncles. And around that time, she was at her full strength. Now that she's got older, she had a condition. Let me share what that part of it is. Her condition, when she first got diagnosed with it, it was diabetes. That was type 1 diabetes. She was diagnosed with it when she was 17 years old. She's been dealing with it ever since. But just to watch her prognosis and the diagnosis of it, she progressed through it over time. And as her big brother, I was her biggest supporter in helping her through that time. And I realized that through that time, she had this incredible strength that showed me, that inspired me to keep pushing myself, and it pushed me even harder to do better to help me one day, if I have a family, to have that same strength and instill that in my children, to have strength and character, to push yourself and to pray for the things, that type of strength. I always wanted to have wisdom. I've always wanted to have strength. I always wanted to know what wisdom and strength looks like. And my sister showed me both of them, her strength and wisdom. She showed me her character. Her character was that she was a dancer. Let me give you a little background on that. She was a dancer. When she started dancing, she didn't tap dancing, and she got into it. She loved to tap dance. She loved dancing. Dancing was something that kept her motivated. It encouraged her, and I, as a big brother, I supported that through her time in that time frame when she started dancing. She did other things too in dancing that made me realize that success and inspiration comes from dancing. She was like magic on her feet. The movements that she did was flawless. You know, they were very. She helped try to mold me into dancing, but I wasn't a graceful dancer. I knew how to dance, but not like that. Katrin, be careful, please. Or Daddy gonna take it. Sorry about that. My daughter dropped a toy, so I had to. You know how kids are. You know, she was a graceful dancer. Very, very wonderful dancer. I wish she would have been a praise dancer, but praise comes through all types of forms of dancing. She taught me certain ways about dancing. She left me with that impression that dancing helps you, turn into this beautiful person, and it showed the creative side of her. It made me realize that she loves music like I do. We had a lot of common music. Another thing, the music that she did, Katrin, stop it, or Daddy gonna take your toy. Now cut it out. Don't throw it no more, or Daddy gonna take it. It showed me how to be a better person through dancing. Because her favorite person of all time was Michael Jackson. My sister loved Michael. She loved everything about his music. She knew everything about his music. And it taught me about Michael Jackson even more because she loved Michael. She loved his music. She was his biggest fan. She always wanted to meet Michael, but that never happened. She always wanted to meet the Jacksons, like Janet Jackson, because Michael Jackson used to dance with his sister. So that inspired her to dance because Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson, they were a brother and sister duo. So she wanted to have a brother-sister duo, which I kind of understood because we both love Michael Jackson. We love the Jacksons. I grew up watching the Jacksons. I grew up watching Michael, how he performed on stage. I always wanted to dance like that. Even when I was little, I had the same hairstyle, curls in my hair, like Michael did. And it taught me that dancing and music go hand in hand. But when I saw Michael Jackson do the moonwalk, it inspired me from the 80s. It inspired me to do the same thing. So I got into dancing. I wanted to be like Michael. I performed in front of my family, wanted to be on stage, wanted to perform. I always wanted to be a performer. So my sister was a great performer. When she was born, she got into tap dancing. She had tap dancing lessons. She went all the way through it. She learned how to tap dance. She was a beautiful tap dancer, you guys. Beautiful. I mean, magnificent tap dancer. She got into what was back then called crumping. Everybody knows what crumping is. Crumping is where it's an African dance where it comes with movement and grace. So your body is kind of like moving different ways. You throw your hands and your body has a lot of movement. So it taught her how to, control her movements. And on top of that, it taught me more about her and her personality. Her personality was, legendary at the time. My sister was a graceful dancer. She performed dancing in a way where it made me more inspired and more impactful. It was more impactful for her to tap and dance at the same time. So when she learned how to dance, she knew how to sing, she knew how to write, she knew how to rap. My sister learned music and it made her a better person it made me a stronger person. So she left that with me. When she knew how to cook, she was a great cook. Let me talk about my sister's cooking. It was classic. Sorry, honey. I'm talking about my wife. My wife is a great cook too. But my sister learned how to cook through my mom. My mom was a cook, and now she passed that down to my sister. My sister always wanted to. She started cooking when she was very little, so she learned how to cook because she said when she have a family or a husband, she'll cook for them. So it taught me through her cooking a meal. She taught me what cooking was, but I never picked it up. To this day, I still am learning how to cook because she's my inspiration. I always remember every time I'm in the kitchen with my wife, I always think of my sister because my sister and I were very close siblings. You know, we were the only two that was close. We had a younger brother, which is Michael, my teen. He's our younger brother. I've never gotten too close to my younger brother. I wish I had, but we got close to him a few times. So my sister tried to connect me and my younger brother, and he has a family of his own. And he has, I have a daughter and a son, and I have a sister-in-law. So we grew close. We finally met. We came encountered. We went to a restaurant one day. We all sat down. We were close together, close family. And when you have a together, close family, it can never break that bond. It's like chains. Chains can only be broken when something outside force breaks those chains. So that was that. Another thing, what I also learned about my sister is that she's a great communicator. Communication was her biggest way in life where she would communicate something and people would listen to her because it taught me how to be a stronger person through her communication. She communicated that communication is a way to express yourself. It's an expression of self. We're people. People are people through expression. So that's why I learned how to communicate effectively through her. She taught me how to communicate because I was a shy young man. I was shy. I didn't know how to talk to people, but it taught me through her how to talk. My sister loved basketball. She loved sports. Basketball, it was one of her biggest, it was big for her because she saw me for many years play basketball. So she wanted to learn how to play. So I taught my sister how to play basketball, and she learned on her own afterwards. So we both was fans of sports. My sister loved tennis. She knew a lot about medicine. Let me tell you, when it came to medicine, she knew about herbs. She knew what type of herbs that would make you feel better. She knew what type of herbs that she was good at mixing things like herbs, inside of ingredients. She made things, that's what made her a great cook. What else? My sister loved the cosmos. She loved stars. She loved planets. She loved like Mars, and she loved science. Science was her biggest thing. My sister loved science. She loved mixing things, about science, the discovery. She loved discovering like flowers and putting flowers together in the garden, and it was something that I didn't know a lot about my little sister. To this day I still call her my little sister, even though she's grown up, but she's still my little sister. And her condition kind of like started to go down a little bit. She started to get a little bit more sicker, which I kind of knew in the beginning, but it taught me how to get more involved as far as health. She taught me about health a lot. My sister always talked about health. She said health was number important, exercise and health. She always used to exercise a lot. My sister said eating right and exercise. She would show me different types of food for health-wise, and that left an impression on me how to learn about food. She showed me different herbs and spices that goes along with the food. Macaroni and cheese, she said macaroni and cheese is a lot of cheese, a lot of milk. She added, milk and cheese to her macaroni, and then 4 layers of cheese. And she said once you add a lot of cheese inside of it, it makes you put milk to it. It makes it more cheesier, so fluffier. More flavor go to the cheese, and that's how I learned about mac and cheese. Even her spaghetti, everything she cooked, she put passion into it. My sister had a lot of passion for what she did. She had a lot of passion for cooking, dancing, sports. Anything she had passion, she was driven. She had a drive in her that made me more driven, And when you have a certain drive, you get inspired by that. it taught me what it means to believe in something. She had a big faith, hope for people. She gave you a chance, second chance, third chance, and she knew that was something people need. People need chances to make them better. When you have a chance of doing something, you got to figure out a way to solve that problem. She was a problem solver. She never looked at the negative. If she did, if she felt your energy that was negative, she will not be a part of that circle. She never was around a group of people. She always was alone. And people that met her was inspired by her spirit. Her spirit was always very decent. It was always there. She was a very spiritual person. She knew that in her heart she was born to do something greater. And then one day she had a son. You know, her son had grew up. He was very little. When she had a son, it changed her personality. All that opened up for her. You know, it broadened her horizon on life. It brought to her the sense of responsibility was first. She was always a responsible person. No matter what she did, she was always responsible. She always took care of her responsibilities. She never went off and abandoned her responsibilities. Never. Ever since I've known my sister, she's always been a responsible person. Always was teaching, always was grasping something new, always was learning something different. She taught me how to learn these things. And now that I have a family of my own, a daughter who y'all always seen, my daughter, Catherine. Y'all always seen my daughter. You know, my daughter, I try to leave what my sister taught me and put that and pass the torch to my daughter. My daughter, you know, my sister taught me what women go through, so I can teach it to my daughter. She shared what women do, so I can teach it to my daughter. The knowledge she gave me about women will help me help my daughter. Teach her about different makeup. My sister loved makeup. Okay? My sister was wonderful at knowing about makeup. She could take a mannequin and put the makeup on it, and she had different types of makeup, you know. That makeup she had was very special makeup. It was like stuff that celebrities use. She knew things about celebrities that I didn't even know, which was very special to me because I was a part of that. And it made me realize that she was a unique, special person. Like my daughter is special too. So that left a good impression with me, a memory with me that she's unique and special. She had integrity. She had charisma. She had these character traits that was a special, unique gift that no other person could have. She was a woman of faith. She was a woman of strength.